Dissecting the conclusion, accepting his dark passenger, Dexter. An important turning point in Dexter's character's development occurs in the finale. He struggles with his identity as a murderer throughout Dexter, Resurrection, plagued by flashbacks of his adoptive father, Harry, played by James Remar, and his brother, Brian Moser, Christian Camargo, who taunts him about Batista's passing in the vault. In his last monologue, Dexter reframes Harry's code as a mission rather than a cage, demonstrating his acceptance of his dark passenger as an essential component of who he is. With a straight look at the camera, he breaks the fourth wall and announces, "I'm exactly who I need to be, exactly who you want me to be." This is a brazen admission of his status as an anti-hero and a tribute to his devoted followers. This instance represents Dexter's development. He now accepts his role as a vigilante killer, finding meaning in going after those who avoid justice, in contrast to the first series or Dexter, New Blood, where he frequently desired to be normal. With a list of new targets for Season 2, his decision to retain Prater's files implies a renewed dedication to his job. The bond between father and son. One of the main themes of the conclusion is the deepened relationship between Dexter and Harrison. Their alliance is cemented by Harrison's choice to put his life in danger to save his father and their joint effort to defeat Prater. Though he is still wary of killing following his personal experience earlier in the season, Harrison's usage of the tranquil syringe, a deft revelation that it wasn't a condom, as initially implied, highlights his growing alignment with Dexter's world. Even though Harrison is still a possible target because of Dexter's risky lifestyle, Dexter's monologue emphasizes his dependence on Harrison to become more human, more connected, implying that their relationship will be crucial to next seasons. The Ripper of New York is out. The season-long mystery of who the New York Ripper is turns out to be an unknown man named Don Frandt. Some fans were dissatisfied by this resolve since, according to fan theories, they were hoping for a more important character, like Detective Oliva or Blessing Camara. Critics have pointed out that the revelation, which was discovered in Prater's files, is unsatisfactory and appears to be intended as a possible series climax rather than a prelude to more investigation. But if the program stays in New York, the uncertainty surrounding Frandt's identity allows for a potential retcon in Season 2. The decline of Prater. Peter Dinklage's insane acting steals the show, but Leon Prader's death makes for a satisfying conclusion. He is an appropriate target for Dexter's code because of his change from a serial killer enthusiast to a murderer, which was brought on by the death of Batista. Dexter's anger over Batista's passing heightens the brutality and poetry of the kill scene, which takes place in Prater's own vault. In keeping with his talent at hiding his traces, Dexter makes sure Prater's legacy is damaged by portraying him as the murderer and abandoning his shrine for the police to discover. Charlie's departure. At the end of Charlie's story, she and her mother, whose medical expenses Prater had been paying for, leave New York. She feels compelled to leave Prater's grip after learning about his file on her, but her departure feels sudden, leaving her future unclear. According to some, she might rejoin Dexter as an ally in Season 2, possibly going after the other murderers from Prater's files, like Al or the enigmatic Rapunzel. The legacy of Batista and the police detectives Wallace and Oliva's finding of Batista's death and Prater's shrine concludes the police investigation for the season. Wallace's dance to "Stayin' Alive" during the banquet highlights her eccentric personality and offers a humorous moment prior to the somber revelation. While Dexter eludes capture, the NYPD benefits from the files left behind, especially those belonging to the New York Ripper. In Season 2, Joey Quinn, Desmond Harrington, might take up the inquiry after Batista's murder, though, given that his voicemail to Batista raises questions about Dexter. What Season 2's conclusion means. A number of plot points for Dexter, Resurrection Season 2, which has been confirmed to be in development, are introduced in the conclusion. Dexter may have left Fresh York to hunt down fresh targets, perhaps in Wisconsin, where Al may be, given that he has Prater's files, which contain names like Al. Although remaining in New York is still an option if the writers decide to investigate Quinn's pursuit of Dexter or the unresolved New York Ripper plot, this might change the show's setting. Harrison's role as Dexter's partner is probably going to grow, but given the history of Dexter's loved ones passing away, Rita, Deb, and now Batista, his safety is still a worry. A new dimension might be introduced by Charlie's possible return, perhaps as a wild card or a reluctant ally. Fans speculate that characters like Deb or Quinn may play more significant roles in Dexter's past, and Brian Moser's return to the vault suggests additional cameos. The focus on Dexter's acceptance of who he is in the conclusion implies that Season 2 will focus on his unrepentant vigilantism, possibly examining how his changing feelings and connections with Harrison and other people influence his adherence to the code. Dexter's journey is far from over because of the show's positive critical reception, 95% on Rotten Tomatoes, and its open-ended ending.